Friend or foe? During this plague, with the death count rising and protest fires burning night and day, the people of Thebes are gathered in front of the palace demanding relief. Tune in to Eye on Thebes for an exclusive look at the man, the myth, the monster, as we cover his State of the Union address and more. This special broadcast of Eye on Thebes is brought to you by the people at Ancestry.com.
Attention, sexually active citizens of Thebes. Are you concerned your new sexual partner may be related to you? Well, fear no more. Introducing Ancestry DNA, the new at-home, do-it-yourself DNA testing kit. Have a blast in bed knowing your partner is no way related to you. First, have your partner spit into the reusable and dishwasher-safe tube. Insert the tube into the spinning machine and watch as the DNA strands are pulled. A copy of your partner's DNA will soon print. If you find too many similarities between you and your partner's easy-to-read charts, send the person away. You're related. Call 1-800-366-9999 to order your kit today and enjoy safe, consensual, and non-incestual sex responsibly. This product will prevent awkward family dinners, the birth of Samies, an Oedipus complex, and thoughts of suicide or self-harm when used correctly.
This is Eye on Thebes' special broadcast of King Oedipus' State of the Union address with your hosts, Gia Straitman and Cloud Kukalander.
I'm Gia Straitman.
And I'm Cloud Kukalander.
And this is Eye on Thebes, Special Edition. Thebans are a generous people. In a crisis, we are happy to lend a helping hand to those in need.
It's a kindness that is recognized around the country.
But as the plague rages on, not only have many of our people lost their homes, their fields, and their livelihoods, they are starting to lose hope.
And worse, their patience.
As this crisis escalates with the death count, the people have taken to the streets to demand that our king do something, anything.
Our King Oedipus is a very compassionate man, a very handsome and compassionate man, and he has vowed to do what he can. Get it? Man can. He has sent his own brother-in-law Creon to the oracle to get the official word from the big guy himself, Apollo.
On this special edition of Eye on Thebes, we will cover the King's State of the Union address.
We have an exclusive.
While we are waiting for Creon's return and Oedipus's response to his citizens, we will try to answer some of the questions you, our audience, keep asking. Who is this king? Where did he come from? What are his credentials? Why isn't he helping his citizens?
Ooh, I have some questions for the king too. Like, would you rather know every secret your spouse has, or are some secrets better left uncovered? And would you rather your parents hated your partner, or your partner hated your parents?
Although we have not been able to hold interviews face-to-face, we have spoken to numerous people remotely who have shared their memories about Oedipus with us.
Plus, we have open confession rooms for those who might want to tell some candid stories about our king. Did you see the line? It's all the way around the door and around the block. Everyone is social distancing, so if you've got some dirt to dish, come on down.
We spoke to Oedipus's parents earlier. Here's what they had to say.
Ollie, would you please sit down?
Not until you take it back.
Honestly, all I said is that we were having trouble. I didn't blame anyone.
You didn't have to. I know that tone.
Will you grow up already?
You're supposed to be talking about Ed's childhood.
Oh, yes. Eddie was a lovely child.
A golden boy.
Never a problem. Everyone liked him.
A chip off the old block. A younger version of myself. 2 peas in a pod. The embodiment of me. The quintessence.
An approximation.
An exact match.
a simulation, an evil twin.
Here is my favorite baby picture. It's from Halloween. He just loved to play dress up. Slow down, you're missing them.
I made every single one of those costumes. Did I get any thanks? He peed in all of them till he was 10. He'd get so excited dressing up that he'd pee a little bit. What a disgusting child.
He was so cute. He'd get so excited he'd pee a little.
That's disgusting.
You be quiet. If I said it was cute, it was cute.
Yes, dear.
Who was that?
That was the king's nanny. I ran into her as she was coming out of the confession room, and we had the loveliest little chat. You always say that there are two sides to every story.
A little heads up would have been nice.
Oh, what does it matter? Now we can go back to the really important issue. Halloween Oedipus. Wasn't he not just the cutest thing?
He hasn't changed a bit, except for his fashion sense.
I noticed that too, but he's still as cute as a bug's ear. Adorable.
Speaking of adorable, we have a statement from the King's elementary school teacher, the adorable Miss Cassandra. Miss Cassandra?
I'm Miss Cassandra, Oedipus's elementary teacher. His favorite elementary teacher, let's be honest. He was a very dashing young lad, very suave. I had him from, kindergarten to 5th grade. He was so sweet to everyone and always had such a way with words. A boy after my own heart. A little ladies' man. He was surprisingly good at solving riddles and had an uncanny knack for mythology. He was just fascinated by the incestuous relationships amongst the gods. A very interesting subject, if I say so myself. Oh, don't get me wrong. He wasn't an angel. Oedipus was a very complex young man. He was very aggressive in art class. He'd often snap his crayons while he was drawing, and he came up with some very violent images that I was concerned about. And there was one with severed feet that still haunts me. Oh, my stomach. But, he had a lot of friends. I mean, he was a son of royalty. Of course he had a lot of friends. Some of them been looking for social status at the school, but he had a lot of friends, especially the girls. A little ladies' man, even as a kindergartner, always hitting on the 5th graders. I think he had a thing for older women.
Thank you, Miss Cassandra. That was very illuminating.
I agree with Miss Cassandra.
How so?
I also think relationships among the gods is quite intriguing. I learned a lot about it when I joined that dating group, Eros Amor. I mean, those wacky titans, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's hear from King Oedipus's family physician. He has been the royal family physician of Corinth for at least 25 years. Here's what he has to say.
Oedipus. He wasn't a sickly child, but he did have trouble with his feet from birth. I do believe that's how he got his name. Oedipus means swollen foot. Good old SF. What was he? He was spoiled rotten. Only child syndrome. He got whatever he wanted, when he wanted, and if he didn't, watch out. Even as a toddler, he was always barking orders. If you don't warm that stethoscope, then don't put it on my chest. Warm it up before you touch me again with it. Don't you dare take my temperature there. I want the cherry lollipop. I thought these cotton balls were marshmallows. I'm disappointed. There should be marshmallows, not cotton balls. Don't disappoint me again. I got to calling him SF. Yes, sir, SF. Right away, SF. Whatever you say, SF. He was a healthy kid, but did have some pretty nasty wounds on his feet as a baby. I asked about it once, but his parents said it was some kind of royal tradition. And then they hired me as their personal physician, and the topic was never brought up again.
I never knew that the king had foot problems.
Ugh, foot problems are just the worst. I've got a corn on my little toe, and wearing my favorite shoes is torture.
Don't wear them then.
Hun, if they ain't hurting, they ain't working.
Okay. Let's cut to Raya Bahar at the Temple of Apollo in Delphi. She has been following Creon in his journey to the Oracle.
Is it Delphi or Delphi?
No. Just no.
Things are a bit strange here outside the Temple of Apollo. On any other day, you would expect the area to be bustling with activity, but since the plague surge in the last few months, it is relatively quiet. Creon has just been admitted. I've been told that he's being ushered to a private Zoom room while he will make his query to the Oracle. While we wait, let's hear some thoughts from some of our concerned citizens.
Today's topic, what will the Oracle say about the ending of the plague?
Let's start with this email from Tiffany in Las Vegas. I hope they bring back Elvis.
Oh, don't be cruel, Tiffany. You got me all shook up.
It's been a blue Christmas without him, but this show is about the Oracle.
Bubba in Corinth says, no Oracle is gonna tell me what to do. I have my rights. W-R-I-T-E-S. You go, Bubba. Go away, I mean.
One is from Brad, Chad, and Thad, alumni of Aristotle University. Those oracles are hot. All caps. They continue, I remember that time at a frat party when thank you, Brad, Chad, and Thad.
Okay, Penny Weiss in Castle Rock writes, stop now before I kill you. A word to the wise from your friend Penny. A bit dramatic, wouldn't you say, Penny?
Anonymous says, stop the Oracle now. You're practicing the devil's prophecy. Make Thebes great again.
Oh, also anonymous. Every single one of you is going to get punished by the gods. That includes you too, Fan and Fran.
Little Rube says, I haven't believed a prophecy yet. I'm not gonna believe what they say today, and I won't believe it tomorrow. We're all destined to die from this plague, and it's our right. It is what it is.
Boss Tweet writes, their riddles hurt my brain. I can never figure them out. Why don't they just say what they mean? Don't waste my time, losers.
I want to know how much the king paid to get a private meeting. Someone like me would never get through the door. That's from Rancy Python. Rancy, if you are not just a troll, I believe that Apollo himself has special hours each week to accommodate the less fortunate.
There you go, folks. You don't always have to have gold and silver to have a session with the Oracle. Sometimes a newborn will do.
I've heard margaritas. I don't know if I believe the Oracle. I mean, they told Alex G he was invincible and he dies of the flu. The flu! How heroic is that?
Well, Pith only told him that after he roughed her up and dragged her around by the hair.
Really?
Really, you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
You're right, fact-checking is a thing.
But we're not here to give our opinions, we're here to share yours. We're
the Fangirls. And we'll be back later.
As you can see, there are a lot of conflicting opinions out here. Creon should be having his meeting very soon. I'll check back when I have more to report. This is Raya Bahar at the Temple of Delphi.
Thank you, Raya. That was Raya Bahar, live on the scene outside the Temple of Apollo in Delphi.
Are you sure it's not Delphi?
I said no.
Sorry.
More from Raya in a moment. In the meantime, we have a statement from the King's high school coach.
Yeah, it said that King Oedipus was a great athlete. I was surprised to hear that he had feet problems as a young child.
As was I. Let's hear what the coach has to say.
Is this working? I don't know anything about the murderers, but I got a message for Oedipus. How's your friend, Oedipus? We had a friendship. BFF since preschool. Since preschool. As soon as you got into high school and started doing more sports, you became an asshole, man. Once you got with all those frat buddies, I wasn't cool enough. And that hurt me. And that really hurt. And I get it. I said your mom was hot that one time. You didn't have to make such a big deal about it. You know? And yeah, I understand you're like the king or whatever, but you don't have to be so rude about it. Protect the ones you love, man. Wear a mask.
What was that? Were we hacked?
Aw, that was so sad.
Hi, King Oedipus! Oedipus Rex! We're from your old high school. You knew my mom.
You knew my mom too!
Said you used to make out under the bleachers. We love you, Oedipus. We love you so much, Oedipus.
Is someone doing something about this? These people are not on my list.
That was so cute.
Let's go back to Rai Bahar at the Temple of Apollo.
Wait, what? Rai Bahar on the scene. Still no word of the meeting starting. Okay, let's take a look at the beautiful Greek countryside while we wait.
Thank you, Raya, for that lovely tour. It seems that we have our feed fixed, so now we will go to King Oedipus's high school coach.
Of course I remember Oedipus at school. He wasn't exactly a big socializer, but he was a man's man, if you know what I mean. Some people said he was a mama's boy, but take my word for it, he was a man's man. He was an incredible athlete. My favorite from day one. He could outfight anyone, outrun anyone. He was the king of the track, the king of the wrestling mat, and now he's the king of the country. I just loved watching him lift things up and put them down. Remember those muscles glistening with sweat as he lifted things up and put them down. And sometimes I even made house calls to work on his form and make sure he was really excelling. He had great stamina and really, really, really big work ethic. Oedipus. I remember him well. He was an amazing student. He was my star student. He could do anything I told him to. He would. He was everything.
It seems as if our king had some friends and some foes in high school.
The coach sure had some good things to say.
He did indeed. Up next, King Oedipus's college fraternity brothers.
So, when did we meet?
We met at a party. I don't really remember much about it.
Yeah, that's when we first met, because he just got into our frat.
I just remember a lot of drinking. And a lot of women, if you know what I mean.
He was always the ladies' man. I distinctly remember him going upstairs with my girlfriend's little sister.
Yeah, she was playing hard to get.
I like it when they play hard to get, if you know what I mean.
That was one good party. I woke up 3 blocks down completely naked, and I don't remember how I got there. Total mystery. The last thing I remember, I was shotgunning a beer, and someone said, "Let's all get naked and run down the street." We made it a habit to get together every week, and it was on one of those nights. Where were we?
Hooters.
That's right. And who walked in the door with his new bride?
I was a bit surprised. He always liked younger girls.
She was hot though, right?
Yes, she was hot.
While she went to powder her nose, we got reminiscing. He told us about defeating the Sphinx and winning the royal kingdom and the royal queen.
You know what I mean?
And I asked if he'd heard from Aurora, the little sister, who would have been my little sister-in-law. She disappeared before I graduated. Left town or something, no one knows. But I remember that they had something.
And out of the blue, he asked if we wanted a job. What do you think about that? I needed a job and he needed a minister of education.
Gaming commissioner.
Senate minority leader.
We're like this now.
Wow, I never realized that our king was such a fun guy.
Let's look at his college years. Oedipus attended Aristotle University, one of the most prestigious colleges in Greece, where he was a model student, a business major with a political science minor. His two favorite classes were
creative problem solving and decision making, and know thyself, the value and limits of self-knowledge and the unconscious.
He made working several jobs while carrying a full load and keeping a 4.0 GPA look easy. He played football his first year, but was retired from the team after a minor injury. Shortly after, he pledged Kappa Omicron Kappa and quickly became fraternity president, making many lasting friends and contacts.
He enjoyed many extracurricular activities such as volunteering at social functions and keeping fit at the gymnasium.
It was at university where Oedipus decided not to return to Corinth, but to travel the world. The day before graduation, the day after the biggest fraternity celebration of the year, Oedipus told his friends of an unsettling rumor he had heard concerning his future.
This rumor convinced him to leave and never return.
We have a special guest. Let's hear what the oracle who convinced Oedipus to leave home has to say.
Look, when I'm not just a floating head, I love to torment frat boys. So many frat boys. They're just so easy. I love whispering sweet nothings in their ears. Except mine are not nothing. Mine are sweet somethings. I can tell them anything, but I especially love telling them the truth. The truth, the truth, nothing but the ugly truth. The truth will set you free. The truth will out. The truth is out there. The truth will prevail. You say they can't handle the truth? Well, don't worry. They don't remember anything I said until the next day anyway, and by then, they don't know if it's truth or not. But I do remember Oedipus. I told him one whopper of an ugly truth.
The ugly truth indeed.
Sadly, Oedipus was not the only one who suffered.
Stop pouting and sit down. It was a sad day. A very sad day indeed, my baby boy.
Our only son.
Did I say you could speak? As I was saying, it was a sad day when Eddie decided to leave home. It hurts to even think about it. You tell. Tell it, Polly.
You told me not to speak.
I just told you to tell it.
I'm just doing what you said.
And I just told you to tell.
But I'm just doing what...
Tell it!
He texted us. Didn't even come home and tell us in person.
Not even a phone call.
Who's telling this? He texted us that he had to leave and could never return.
He wouldn't even tell us why.
I wasn't surprised. At a certain age, a boy has to leave his mama.
But without even a goodbye kiss?
Yes, that was hard to take. But look at him now. He's a king, has a lovely wife. He always did like older women, and several children.
Our grandchildren. Will we ever be allowed to meet them, spoil them? What do they even look like?
I say, good for him. And more baklava and kadafi for me.
Ollie, you need to stay away from the sweets. You know what the doc said, too many sweets are bad for your heart.
He also said that with all the sugar I eat, I should be obese. But look at me, still fighting trim. Oh!
Sit down before you fall down.
Oh, that was scary. I think I saw my life flash before my eyes.
How was it?
Not as exciting as it should have been. Do they need any more from us? I think I'll see if Agnes will give me a rub down. That always makes me feel better.
Fine. You just go right ahead. I think you'll find that Agnes is bad for your heart too. Eddie, If you can hear this, come home to us. We're waiting with open arms.
Good riddance to that bad rubbish. That kid was all hands. From the day he found out that these come in different sizes, he wouldn't leave me alone. He loved playing under the table. I thought he was playing forts. It turns out he was just trying to look up my dress. I told his parents about it, and they said, boys will be boys. Well, I say good riddance. After he left, I thought I'd get a break, but like father, like son.
That woman again? I want our audience to know that nanny's statements were never vetted. Her entire statement may be fake news.
My little brother used to play fort under the table too.
Is he a king now too?
No, he's in prison.
We don't know much about our king after he left college until he won the lottery by defeating the Sphinx. We were lucky to hear from Crazy Enzo, the lottery czar.
Let's go to the play-by-play.
The lottery never paid out, just bragging rights that turned into a lot of thoughts and prayers. After all, no one could defeat the lousy Sphinx. It was exciting at the beginning, but after a while... At the beginning, there was always a long line, both men and women, who wanted to take on the challenge. Sadly, the odds were never in their favor, and the lotto lost its appeal. Then one day, Creon comes by and makes a joke about selling his sister. How'd it go? Things are getting so bad in our city that I'd give up the throne and throw in my sister for free if someone could solve the blasted riddle and defeat the Sphinx. Well, I ran with the idea. How could it get any worse, right? Creon's rule was no great loss, and his sister was hot, so I printed up some flyers and sent a mass email. One day only. Solve the riddle, win the kingdom, and waited. Next day I had itchy palms, and I knew something special was going to happen. The new prize offer worked. There was already a long line. Then I see him. All brawn and ego. He pushed his way to the front of the line and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, answered the riddle correctly, and old Sphinxy threw herself off the precipice. And the rest is history. Now, some things changed for the better, but the plague is still raging on. He promised to drain the swamp. It hasn't happened yet. I think it's a bigger job than he imagined. After all, that's where all the bodies are buried.
I love Crazy Enzo, but I love introducing our next guest, our special guest, even more. Our next very special guest is so surprisingly special that no one's seen them in years.
Introduce them already.
Our next guest is the one, the only, the not really dead Sphinx.
Look, I was getting tired of being the bad guy. Getting typecast as the bitch gets really hard, and I was dangerously close to a breakdown. Anyway, I was feeling sorry for myself one night and went down to the Enigma for some ouzo lemonades. I guess he heard me whimpering, and he comes over and asks if I'm all right. He'd just gotten into town and didn't know anyone, didn't know who I was. Didn't seem to care that I was half cat. Well, we got to talking, and I just told him everything. That's when we came up with the plan. He answers the riddle, I fake my death. We all live a long and happy life.
I know that the Sphinx was a crazy killer, but they're so cool. I'm glad they're finally able to live the good life in peace.
I'm hearing from the reporter on the scene that Creon was just admitted to see the Oracle. Raya, what can you tell us?
Gia, they have just let me in to witness Creon's meeting with the Oracle. This is an unprecedented moment. If I am correct, I am the first reporter to ever be invited to sit in on an Oracle meeting. For those who might not know, King Oedipus has sent Creon to ask about the future of our suffering city of Thebes. Although her answers are often cryptic, I'm sure our king will be able to decipher it. They're about to begin. I hope you're getting this.
the plagues, wind down the cities. Laius, 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 Laius.
Spell this deathly thing that you are sheltering.
Laius, 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 Laius. Sing to yourself, O spectacle of pity. Laius, 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 Laius.
Slepper, slepper, exile is your only healing.
Laius, 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 Laius. Laius.
That was really good, guys. I loved the simple beat.
The rhymes in the meter were seriously whack.
Who cares? We did our job. Now let's get some lunch. I'm starving.
Yeah, prophesizing really takes it out of me.
I'll buy the first round.
Margaritas?
Bye, Creon, you cutie.
Come again, honey? Have we got some juicy secrets to share with you?
You heard it here first. I'm not exactly sure what that meant, but it's definitely about the former king Laius. Unless there's another Laius I'm not aware of. This is so exciting. Back to you, Gia.
Exciting indeed. Let's go to commercial.
You have questions? We have answers. Call now for your free reading. Call 1-800-READ-ME. 300 drachmas for 3 minutes, or a pitcher of margarita for 5. Again, that's 1-800-READ-ME.
Welcome back. I've just been informed that Oedipus has started the meeting and is about to address the public. Let's join him with the rest of Thebes.
My fellow Thebans, I can see that you are suffering. I am also suffering. No one is suffering more than I am. So today, I'm here to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the plague. This outbreak that seems to be spreading throughout our land, spreading to the extent that the Greek Health Organization is officially calling it a pandemic. Pandemic may be a bit exaggerated, because for the vast majority of Thebans, the risk is very, very low. Young and healthy people can expect to recover fully and quickly if they should get the virus. The highest risk is for the elderly population with underlying health conditions. The elderly population, as well as young people with underlying health conditions, and other people must be very, very careful. There is no one so sorrowful for the losses we have already suffered. My thoughts and prayers go out to all the families who have lost loved ones. So, to protect us, I am marshaling the full power of the federal government and the private sector to protect you, the Theban people. I have sent Creon, my own brother-in-law, to Delphi to request assistance from the oracle. As you know, the oracle is in direct contact with Apollo, and I'm sure he will not deny my request for help. From the beginning of time, nations and people have faced unforeseen challenges, including large-scale and very dangerous health threats. This is the way it always was and always will be. It only matters how you respond, and we are responding with great speed and professionalism. Our team is the best anywhere in the world. No nation is more prepared or more resilient than Thebes. We have the best economy, the most advanced healthcare, and the most talented doctors, scientists, and researchers anywhere in this world. We are all in this together. We must put politics aside and unify together as one nation and one family. As history has proven time and time again, Thebans always rise to the challenge and overcome adversity. Our future remains brighter than anyone can imagine. Acting with compassion and love, we will heal the sick, care for those in need, help our fellow citizens, and emerge from this challenge stronger and more unified than ever before. God bless you, and God bless Thebes. Thank you.
So Oedipus has finally got something to say about the doom and gloom that has taken control of Thebes in the last few years.
Yeah, shortly after Oedipus took the throne, we started to see crop failure and disease ravaging our livestock.
Coincidence? Stay tuned to Eye on Thebes for full coverage. This just in. Creon has returned to the palace and will be joining us momentarily.
Let's now return to our coverage of the Oedipus' State of the Union address.
Welcome back, Creon. What's the word?
Perhaps we should speak privately.
We're live, Creon.
Okay, but Ed, I really think it would be better if we
Creon, brother-in-law, please, tell us the news from the Oracle, now.
People of Thebes, after consulting with the Oracle, I was instructed to relay the following. If we want to stop the spread of death and destruction caused by the plague, we must find the murderer of the former king, my other brother-in-law, King Laius. I was told the killer is living here among us in our community of Thebes. He must be found and banished. Only then will Thebes and Thebans begin to heal.
Well, it seems that Oedipus and Creon have gone into a breakout room to discuss the Oracle's advice. They're telling me that Oedipus will have a statement shortly. Stay tuned to Eye on Thebes for full coverage. Now, for those who may not remember King Laius.
Is it Laius or Laius?
Be quiet.
Okay then. We were talking about Jocasta's first husband.
Yes, and the man King Oedipus replaced. I think she'll be joining us soon. So, for those who may not remember King Laius, he was brutally murdered in the country on his way to an oracle convention. A huge band of thieves overtook the king's entourage and slaughtered all but one. From the survivor's testimony, our forensic team has pieced together a recreation of what we think happened that fateful day.
Excuse me. There is no excuse. Huh? Get out of my freaking way. Ninjas, attack!
That was a fateful day. I remember it well.
Were you even born then?
No. Let's check in with our specialists and get their opinion about King Laius.
That was something, wasn't it?
It was something, all right.
I didn't realize there were so many ninjas in Greece.
Oh, yeah. There's a training school in Lesbos. What I had a problem with was Laius. Really didn't see the resemblance. I knew Laius personally. He wasn't a handsome man.
You're right about that. Not a handsome man at all. But, you know who is handsome?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what that was all about.
They were really hot.
Let's take a peek into the breakout room.
Laius was murdered at a crossroads? When did this happen? Where did it happen?
That was before your time, back when Thebes was being terrorized by the Sphinx. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. I mean, you remember that, right? You were the one who defeated it. I mean, that was awesome, dude. I'll never forget it. She was like, oh, riddle me this. And you did.
Where was this again?
Somewhere in the country where three roads meet, maybe. And look, I'm surprised the lone survivor remembered anything. I mean, I think he was smoking something, if you know what I mean.
Why did you close the case? Did you have any suspects? Did you investigate at all? You mean all this time the plague has been ravaging our people, all because you never followed up?
Okay, hey, wasn't my job anymore. You were happy to take over. I mean, come on, what's the problem anyways? You love this kind of shit.
Yes, I do, but there's something familiar. I don't know. But I can do this. I'm on the case. I will see to it that the murderers are found and punished. You'll see. If anyone can do it, it'll be me.
It looks like Oedipus has decided on a plan of attack and is about ready to make his statement.
My fellow Thebans, as you have all heard from my colleague Creon, the way to end our suffering and get back to normal has been revealed. We must find and punish the vicious murderers of the former king, Laius. I want to reassure you that I am on the case, and if I say so myself, I am the right person for the job. I am the only person for the job. I will move heaven and earth. I will leave no stone unturned. I will stop at nothing to find these monstrous, evil assassins and banish them forever from our beloved land. And for my first official action, I have authorized a generous reward for any information regarding the whereabouts of these despicable butchers. We have set up a no repercussion confession room, which is now open for any patriots who may have information on apprehending these nefarious criminals. Eyewitnesses need not fear any repercussions. You will only receive our thanks and generous rewards. The sooner these criminals are captured, the sooner we will heal. Please, if you know anything, tune in and testify now.
As you have just heard, the confession room is now open. If you have information, please respond now.
And we'll be back after this commercial break.
Have you recently been injured in a carriage accident? First call IXII. Then call Morgos & Morgos for your free attorney consultation. There are no fines or penalties for the first hour of counsel. We work tirelessly to recover as much as possible for your carriage accident. Just call IIX, I, III, IV, IV, XII, I, III, VII for your free attorney consultation. Morgos & Morgos, for the people.
I don't think he'll find the murderers. He's not being forceful enough. He's like, whoever did this, would you please come forward?
I see your point, but Oedipus saved us from the Sphinx. He has been a very trustworthy king ever since. His speech was so inspiring, and I think the killers will give themselves up, especially since they won't be punished.
Why are you people protecting these murderers? If I find out that any of you knew and did not report the whereabouts of these felons, I will find you, and you will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I can no longer blame our misfortune solely on those who ended the life of King Laius, but on all of you, all the Theban people who abandoned Laius' murder investigation. And if I have to investigate every last one of you, even if they are members of my own beloved family, I promise to find the killers and banish them, with or without your help.
This is Eye on Thebes, and we have our eye on you.
Are you tired of spending hours swiping through dating apps only to match with members of your immediate family? Well, there's a better way. My Mediterranean Match. A way to find a love that isn't your mother or sister. Find the one for you that isn't family with new and improved app filters. Download for free in the App Store today on Apple or Android or whatever else you have.
Let's see what Oedipus and Creon are up to.
Called Tiresias. We were lucky. They were getting ready to leave on their 7-year transformation tour.
Good idea. Tiresias has an excellent track record. I remember meeting him when I first got to town. Cool dude, old, but cool.
Well, Ty's changed a bit since you met him, but he's still in tune with the gods.
I hope so. I'm getting tired of being cooped up in this bunker.
All right, not so fast, Bucko. Relax. The city's still burning, and the people are angry and won't go home. They'd eat you alive.
Fine. You think I'd started the plague.
It's interesting that Oedipus would call Tiresias into this. I've heard he's pretty good at his job, but no one ever seems to believe him.
I heard that too. I wish I had talked to him before I started dating Milos. He was pleasant, but a big mistake.
You probably wouldn't have believed him.
You're probably right.
Of course I'm right. Creon said Tiresias has changed. I wonder what that meant. What? I'm hearing that Raya Bahar is on the scene. Raya?
Raya Bahar, on the scene at the palace. Tiresias has just arrived and will be joining Oedipus soon.
What can you tell us? We just heard Creon saying that he has changed.
It's amazing. You won't believe it. I don't believe it. I have no explanation except... Wait. Here come Tiresias' bodyguards. Let's see if I can get a few words from them. Just give me a moment. I need to calm down. I was really surprised when Tiresias walked in and he was a she. What can you say about Tiresias becoming a woman?
She's much bolder as a woman.
That's right. She would have never gone in alone as a man.
I think it's a macho thing. Gotta have his entourage. To make him look good.
To make sure no one messes with him.
To make a good impression.
How is he as a woman?
As a woman?
What she wants is...
all the attention. I mean, as a man, she was assertive.
But as a woman?
She's a biatch. Crazy.
Unhinged.
Biatch.
How did it happen? I mean, how did he become a she?
Well, he hates snakes.
And one day, when he was out hiking, he ran across a pair of them.
I heard they were doing it. He could hear them and started freaking out.
He started kicking at them and smacking at them with his cane, like a scared little kid.
I heard he hurt them pretty bad while they were doing it.
And who was responsible for turning him into a woman?
Hera?
Yep, Hera, Zeus's sister.
No, she's his wife.
Sister.
Wife. She's his sister and his wife. Really?
I never got that.
Yep. And she said that if he didn't like being a woman, he should come back in 7 years and we'll talk.
So, now that you no longer serve Tiresias the man, what is it that you do?
We protect.
We respect.
You said do-do.
You heard it here first, straight from the mouths of Tiresias' bodyguards. Back to you.
Don't miss our tour.
It's only going to last.
What's up, bro?
Raya, are you still there?
Did you get all of that? Oh my god, I can't believe it.
He is now a she.
Yes, unbelievable. And I got an interview with their bodyguard. I'm gonna have to wait around and see if I can get a statement from Tiresias himself. This might be Emmy worthy. I have to go fix my face.
Good luck with that, Raya.
I don't know. She said doo-doo.
We will now join the meeting with Oedipus, Creon, and special guest Tiresias.
Oedipus, let me introduce you to Tiresias, famous clairvoyant, communicator to the souls, in tune with the mind of Apollo, and an avid birdwatcher.
Oh, and I saw it being naked.
Yep, that's right. I knew that.
Welcome. You look a lot different from the first time we met.
Oh, I'm taking a 7-year hiatus from my former self.
Interesting. Since then, I've heard a lot about you. Only good things, but I've been told you're quite good with plagues. All right, well, we have one. A plague, you might have noticed. The people are fed up and have taken to the streets demanding something be done. Okay. We have it on good authority that we can stop this plague if we find the ones who murdered our former king. It is rumored that they're living right here in Thebes. I asked the people, I offered a generous reward, but no one stepped forward, the cowards. But now you're here. You can tell us where to find them. Creon, what is this? Blind and mute? Useless.
In my line of work, it sometimes helps to be a little deaf, too.
Well, finally. So, what can you do for us?
You don't want my help?
Yes, I do. I really do.
No, you don't.
Are you serious? You do know that I'm the king, right? And I can have you detained, or worse.
Ed, relax.
Look, you old fart. Tell me what I want to know or suffer the consequences. My people are suffering. I am suffering, and you know how to end it.
It's nice that you fight for what you care for. But the way you're going about it is not going to get others to join you. You will end up alone.
What are you talking about? I'm in no mood for riddles. My people love me. They're the best people, and they love me. So just tell me what I can find where I seek, so all those riding losers can return to their homes and families.
But you don't want to know.
Is I have what? What? I have done nothing but ask you to use your superpowers, or whatever they are, to tell me what I want to know. So let's get started, or I suggest you cancel your tour.
But you don't want to know. Go back to your family.
If you don't tell me what you know, I can hold you. I'll see to it that you'll lose your freedom forever. You'll never see the light of day.
Ed, calm down. You attract more bees with honey.
The woman's right to control her own destiny. To make choices without some big brother state telling her what she can or cannot do. You may imprison me, but you are the one in prison.
None of your double talk, bitch.
Ed, you're going too far.
And you? What are you up to? You two in this together? Not happy with your cushy job anymore? Want your throne back? What did she promise you? A date with Athena? I cursed the day I won that lottery and got saddled with you.
You are the curse.
What? What did you say?
You are the curse! Look at you! You can't even see who you are!
I am the king! What are you trying to cover up with all your double talk? Something to do with the murder of King Laius? Is that why you won't give me a straight answer? It was you. You had something to do with it, didn't you?
You got part of it right.
Wait, really? Which part?
That you had something to do with it part.
Don't turn this back on me. I wasn't even around when Laius was killed.
Oh, but you were around when he died a little on the inside.
The inside of what? Just tell me what I want to know.
The murderer of Laius is you. The murderer of Laius is you. The murderer of Laius will be both father and brother to his children, and husband and son to his brother. His daughters, his sister, his sons, his brother. His daughters, his sister, his sons, his brother. His daughters, his sister. Don't tell your mama who's your dad.
Get that traveling bag of bones out of here. Waste of time. His daughters, his sister. I liked him better as a man. Creon, if you had anything to do with this...
I swear, I just brought her here.
Did I hear her right? Did she blame this all on me?
There was that you have something to do with it part, and the murderer of Laius is you part.
She said I didn't know who I am. I know exactly who I am. Sure, I've done some not so great things, but I'm a good king, the best king, and my people love me. I'm the guy who saved this town from that evil Sphinx. I'm the good son who left his home so he wouldn't fulfill the terrible curse.
Wait, what curse?
It's nothing.
A curse is not nothing. What curse?
Once at a frat party, this hot oracle told me that I had been cursed as a child, that I would grow up and kill my father and sleep with my mother.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Sleep with my mother.
Oh, that is nasty. And kind of hot. I mean...
Shut up. That's why I left home never to return, so it'll never happen. Even if it's true, and it probably isn't, if I'm not there, I can't do any of that crap.
I have a new respect for you, bro.
Well, I don't believe any of it. But just in case... Look, I need a minute.
New development. Oedipus the King may be living with a curse.
A lot of people are living with curses. When will we remove the stigma?
Here we go again.
People with curses are just people. They're just like us. They just have curses.
And on that note, we will cut to a commercial break.
Plague, suffering, death. In the midst of this health crisis, one hero is rising in our midst, ready to save us all. Introducing Doom, the online video service that everyone has been talking about. Connect with friends, associates, even distant relatives you didn't know existed. Safe and easy socializing is right at your fingertips. Sign up at meetyourdoom.com. Tired of gloom? Use Doom.
Welcome back to Eye on Thebes, continuing its coverage of In Search of a King Killer. We just heard that Jocasta has joined the meeting. They tell us she and her brother Creon slipped off to a breakout room, and from reports have been talking in whispers.
Ooh.
You just oohed?
You know that rumor?
What rumor?
The one about family relations in the palace?
Where'd you hear that?
I was at this frat party back in college and hooked up with this really chatty oracle.
I'm hearing that Oedipus has joined Creon and Jocasta in the breakout room. There's shouting.
Brotherly love.
Can we get in to see?
You're plotting against me, and you're in on it. Don't try to deny it. I see you. It's the three of you. You and that old lady. You're trying to undermine my authority. Did you cause this plague just to make me look bad in my people's eyes? My people love me. My base are amazing. They're some of the finest people. They want to bandage me over lies. I should fire all of you. Yeah, you're fired. Get out of my sight. Get out of my town. If I wasn't locked up in here.
You're drunk.
Ed, you don't mean that.
Shut up, you bitch.
Don't you dare. I told you. The next time you do that, I'll take you over my knee.
Get out, Creon. Just get out and stop messing with my wife.
Bro, she's my sister.
Whatever, just get out. I want to talk to Joe alone.
Temperamental as usual.
Didn't I tell you? Family relations. I love a juicy romantic triangle.
Were you watching the same thing I was watching?
Yeah, and I see some great makeup, in their future.
He's locked in a bunker alone. His sex options are limited.
I know, but don't you think Creon is dreamy?
Dreamy? What are you, 13? What? We're on? I've just been informed that the king has called a meeting with some of his executive officers. Let's see what's up with them.
Yes, let's.
We were planning a plague party fundraiser. It was going to be off the hook.
But we had to cancel due to the rioting.
Yeah, we couldn't get any of the big spenders on board.
Especially since our friend Ed lost his nerve and went into hiding.
He never would have punked out back in college.
If you ask me, you lose the respect of your partiers.
You lose the ability to rule. Know what I mean?
I just got fired.
What?
What?
Why?
Why would he do that?
Said he didn't like that I kept bringing up Aurora.
You're kidding. I do that all the time.
Me too. Oh, shit.
It looks like staff turnover is on the rise again.
Well, he did want to fire someone.
Let's go back to King Oedipus and our reporter on the scene, Raya Bahar.
After King Oedipus's outburst earlier, he and his wife Jocasta have gone to a private room. We do have access, but out of respect, I'm giving them a few minutes.
How does the king seem?
He's still quite agitated, but Queen Jocasta seems to be a calming influence. Oh, it looks like he may be ready to join us here at Eye on Thebes as we continue to follow him in his search for a king killer.
Is there any way you can tell us what they are discussing?
As a matter of fact, Eye on Thebes does have the technical ability to spy on their private meeting. One moment, please.
What are you worried about? It was years ago.
I know. It was before we met, but the story gave me such deja vu. I had a similar encounter. I'm not proud of it, but all the same. What if I'm the one who killed Laius?
Oh, baby, calm down. I told you this story before. Laius was ambushed by a band of thieves on the road to see the oracles. Were you traveling with a band of thieves?
No, I was traveling alone.
See? You couldn't have done it. Laius was outnumbered and massacred along with the rest of his party.
Except one.
Right.
I need to talk to him. Maybe someone got the story wrong. If I'm the one...
Baby, don't get yourself worked up again.
I want to talk to the survivor.
He was old then. He's ancient now. Or dead.
You don't understand. I need to talk to him.
Fine. I'll have Creon send someone.
Creon again?
Baby, you don't really think I would fool around with my own brother, do you?
I'm sorry, baby. I just get so crazy sometimes.
Is there something else?
That curse.
What curse?
The one I heard at that party. That I'll kill my father and bed my mother. It freaked me out so much that I left home and swore to never go back. And I won't. What if I just run into them somewhere? What if I somehow accidentally killed my father, and worse?
Why would you kill him?
I wouldn't.
Then what are you worried about?
I don't know.
Baby, listen. Psychic predictions are just smoke and mirrors. Trust me on this. I know. They're carnival tricks.
How do you know?
Before we met, a psychic predicted how Laius would meet his end. And it wasn't getting ambushed on the road.
What was it?
That doesn't matter. They were wrong. That's all.
What a tender moment. And you got to see it live on Eye on Thebes.
A lot of people are living with curses. When will we end the stigma?
Let's hear what some of the Thebans have to say. We have some former royal palace employees with us.
I worked for the former king. I heard he had a big curse on him, something like, "Don't have a kid or you'll end up dead." He took it seriously, too. He and the queen had separate bedrooms.
King Laius, I'm not surprised he was childless. He used to come around and take all the neighborhood kids to the games all the time. They were always out playing at one thing or another. It was kind of creepy.
I heard he was gay. Couldn't do it with his wife unless he was wasted.
No, they had a kid. I was there. It only lived for a few days, though. At least, that's what I was told, and I believe them.
There you have it, folks. More talk about a curse.
I thought there was more to this curse than meets the eye.
Well, this is Eye on Thebes, and we will get to the bottom of it. I have just been informed that a messenger from Corinth, Oedipus's hometown, has just arrived with news of high importance for the king. Let's take a look.
King Oedipus, trusted ruler of Thebes, adored leader who loves and listens to his citizens, exalted commander who exemplifies loyalty and strength, superior monarch with unique powers, qualities, and characteristics, and the man who single-handedly saved the city from the dreaded Sphinx, I have traveled far and wide.
Qualities, and characteristics?
I'm sorry?
What powers, qualities, and characteristics? Oh, and you forgot protector of men. Go on.
King Oedipus, trusted ruler
and women. Protector of men and women. Resume.
Okay. King Oedipus, trusted ruler of Thebes, adored leader who loves and listens to his citizens, exalted commander who exemplifies loyalty and strength, superior monarch with unique powers, qualities, and characteristics, protector of men and women, and the man who single-handedly saved the city from the dreaded Sphinx. I have traveled long and far from Corinth with a message of high importance to you.
Long and far? Corinth is 85 miles away. Less than an hour and a half by car, even quicker by...
Well, that's not the point, sir.
And there's also the phone or email. You could have texted me in less than a minute.
I guess that's true, but this is a sensitive subject, so
okay.
I thought...
Who's suing me now?
No, good king, sweet king. I have news from the royal palace of Corinth.
My parents are suing me?
No, supreme and sublime king.
If it's that family reunion they keep wanting to have, I've already told them...
It's not that either. Although that sounds like that would have been fun.
Would have been?
Yes. Treasured and exalted king, I have come with the unwelcomed news of a death in your family.
My nanny? Oh no, not Agnes. I loved that woman.
No, great and powerful king. It is your father. He is dead.
Dad? Daddy? How?
Heart attack after finishing off a platter of baklava.
Oh, Daddy.
Eddie, do you know what this means?
I have to plan the funeral?
No, baby, this means you didn't kill your father.
I didn't kill.
Baby, the curse was a hoax, just like I said.
What curse?
I didn't kill my father. Break out the champagne. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Well, that's not the response I was expecting, but...
Wait. What about the other part of the curse? I'll still never be able to go home again.
I'm sorry, what curse?
Oh, some quack said that my big baby here would kill his father, which of course we now know he didn't do, and bed down with his mother. Disgusting, huh?
Ew. But you don't have to worry about that.
I wish that were true.
Oh, believe me, it is.
How do you know?
Yes, how do you know?
Because King Polybus and Queen Merope aren't your natural parents.
What?
I was hoping I'd get to meet you again. It turned out fine, just fine. I hope you're not still having problems with your feet.
What are you talking about?
I was the one who found you. Actually, saved you. I was a shepherd in my youth and came across you hanging from a tree by your feet in the middle of my flock. 2 strangers came by at the same time and tried to claim you as their own. They put up a good fight, but they were weak and cowards. While they were tending to their wounds, I asked them why they were even on my mountain, and they confessed that they had run into one of Laius' servants and were about to rob him, when he told them that they might be able to make more money if they saved and sold a newborn that he had left to die. I sent them packing, and I saved you.
I was hanging from a tree by my feet, and you saved me?
I did. I was tending the flocks of Corinth at the time, and I knew that the king and queen were having trouble conceiving, so I took you to them as a gift. You were so cute and new. I mean, they were beyond thrilled, and look at you now.
Does this servant of Laius still live? If so, I must speak to him.
Eddie, baby, no. Haven't we been through enough? You heard the man. The curse isn't real.
I have to talk to him to find out what happened.
No, you'll regret it. Please, just don't.
Why would I regret this? We need to do this.
Just trust me. You will regret it later. Please, please drop it.
No, I don't feel like dropping it because this is very important.
Please don't do this, Ed, please. I cannot take any more of your probing and doubt. I cannot bear it. Can't we just go on living?
No. Bring me that servant.
I think I'm going to lie down. All of a sudden, I'm not feeling very well. I love you, baby.
Wow. Just wow.
Wow is right. That messenger doesn't look a day over 21.
Not what I was thinking, but interesting observation. And surprisingly, I agree.
Of course you do.
Did this messenger find the fountain of youth? Is he Dorian Gray? Perhaps our specialist can give us some insight into this unusual phenomenon.
Thank you, Gia. We were discussing this earlier and did a little digging, and here's what we found.
He's actually a friend of the family. I called him Uncle Messy ever since I can remember.
Your point?
He hasn't aged a day since I was a kid. Looks the same now as he did then.
How is that possible?
He sticks to a strict Mediterranean diet.
Oh, nuts and berries, like Yul Gibbons.
Yul who?
Gibbons. He traveled the country introducing people to Greek nut cereal. Crisp nuggets, tastes nutty, sounds crunchy. Reminds me of wild hickory nuts. Made soup from leaves and twigs.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I did see him eat some goose poop he found in our front yard once.
Okay, maybe not like Yul Gibbons, but still, a solid recommendation for the Mediterranean diet.
A big thank you to our specialists. Yul Gibbons, male or female, who knows? Before my time, I guess.
Yul Gibbons. Are they Christmas monkeys?
Yul Gibbons. I get it, but I don't want it. I don't even know why I talk to you sometimes.
You know you love me.
No.
We're the Real Housewives of Thebes, and we're here to spill the tea on the royal family.
Oh, and do we have some tea?
We have some tea. It is so hot. Oedipus, yes.
A slice of that cake any day. Ooh.
And he is so young.
So young, like our age. A little weird.
Yeah, he could be Jocasta's son young.
Well, I always knew she was like a little bit older than us, but I didn't know like how much older.
She though, you can tell by the.
She got that plastic surgery look.
Done, yeah.
But he must work out. Do you see those arms?
He has to.
I saw the other day. I wanted to die watching him work out. It was so hot.
Sometimes I even see when he's at the Thebes gym, and then I like go and check up on him just to make sure he's doing his thing.
Girl, you are naughty for that.
You know, Jocasta's brother tried to hit on me the other day. It was like the worst thing ever because he just like doesn't know how to flirt.
I would just die. I would die.
You should have just walked away.
Well, I did. They just flipped my hair in his face and then I just left.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's what extensions are for.
Why I got them? Why do you think my hair's blonde?
Guys, I heard that Joe has a major secret.
Another one? If it's about the pool boy, that's old news. I know that one.
That's boring. We've been there.
I'm not sure if it's true. I can't tell you where I heard it from, so don't ask.
No. Okay.
From Costas at the salon. What I heard was she has a son.
She has 2 sons.
No. Before Oedipus.
You mean like before they got married?
Oh my god.
He had a son and got rid of him.
Okay. I heard that too. I did.
No, you did not.
Okay, well, I have something. I'm not going to tell you who I heard it from, but it's a reliable source. And, well, they told me that, Oedipus and Jocasta, well, let's just say it's not the first time he's been inside her, if you know what I mean.
So it's true.
So you knew?
I heard. It's what I heard.
And you didn't tell us until now?
What? I I mean, it's brand new tea. It's brand new information. I'm bringing it to you directly, ladies.
Okay.
Honestly, I do not blame her. If you're queen, you can marry whoever and sleep with whoever you want.
I also heard that he's running around too. He sees a woman and just kisses her.
Oh my god.
If only I was one of those women. I kid you all. I kid you all. I'm married.
Yeah, okay, that hasn't stopped you before.
We don't need to talk about that.
For another tea time.
Had our pool boys.
You know, I did hear Oedipus say that if Antigone wasn't his daughter, that he would probably be dating her, which little off-putting for the kingdom leader. But
Isn't she like 8?
That can't be true. That's simply not true.
No, he said it. I heard him.
Disgusting. Completely nasty.
Oh,
No.
The things that beautiful men can get away with, am I right, ladies?
Totally.
Our phones have been ringing off the hook since we learned of King Polybus's death.
Don't forget about the bombshell about the king being adopted.
I was getting to that.
An interesting pair called in with a different take on the messenger's story. They claim to be the real heroes who found baby Oedipus in the wild. After asking if there was a reward, a background check was conducted that revealed that they both had an extensive criminal background. They have been detained. Here is part of their interview.
Cloud, that was very professional.
Thanks, I was pretending to be you. Let's get to the interview.
This is slander. You brought us here under false pretenses, and I'll sue.
I never stole a child in my life.
Sometimes I find them. You know, people drive out in the country and toss them out. Sometimes in a sack.
Which is actually best, less bruises.
We are doing a public service. We bring happiness to barren couples all over the globe.
And single parents.
Right. Single parents who need
to enrich,
to fill the void,
to give themselves a sense of purpose.
Okay. About 25 years ago, I do remember a baby. How should I say this?
That we handled? No, borrowed.
I was given this child to transport.
He wasn't in the best condition either. Had something wrong with his feet.
The point being, we weren't even working.
We were vacationing in the mountains.
And then we just happened upon him.
Just hanging out.
From a tree, by his feet.
Ask anyone.
Actually, do you remember seeing that shepherd? He was hiding in the brush. I saw him scurry away right after we pulled that kid out of the tree.
Maybe.
You can ask him. Anyway, we did take that kid. We were heading to Corinth to spend the last few days of our vacay by the water.
I love the sea.
And it just so happens that there was this rich couple who were in the market.
Didn't even mind that he had bum feet.
And we're back. This is Eye on Thebes, Search for a King Killer. The King's search for the killer of Laius has been full of surprises. Many of us think that the investigation could have been concluded already due to the testimony of the prophet Tiresias, but that was disregarded and called fake news.
Yes, that was very unsettling. Then there's all that talk about curses, and you know how I feel about them.
Yes, I do, Cloud. I, on the other hand, do not believe in curses, but I must admit, I'm finding all these coincidences very troubling.
I'm a little worried about Jocasta. She was being a bit passive-aggressive, don't you think?
This just in, we were able to contact Queen Merope, and she has graciously consented to make a statement. Queen Merope, thank you for being here.
First, I want to make it perfectly clear that I never heard about any curse. If Polly knew about it, he kept it to himself. Then perhaps we should have told Eddie he was adopted, but Polly didn't want his subjects to know. He was sterile. Oh, yes, he had dead sperm. You can ask our doctor. The palace seems so empty since Polly passed. Yes, I still have the servants and the kitchen help. The groundskeepers and the stablemen are still here. A few footmen, there's the royal vase polisher, the chandelier duster, my food taster, my shoe stretcher, the gals who help me with my girdle, the royal hairdresser, my Botox technician, oh, and the special collection staff, my conservators, the curators, the publishers, press officers, the interns, and of course, the royal pool boys. One for each day of the week. But it has been terribly lonely since Polly passed. It's true, in our later years, we were living in separate wings of the palace, but whoever told you that I couldn't stand the sound of his voice, whoever told you that had it all wrong. Sure, we didn't speak on a regular basis, but when we did, the sound of his voice never once made my head explode. And sure, we had trouble conceiving all his fault, but it never stopped the love. And when Eddie came, I'm sorry, this is all so new to me. I'll be fine. I have to go now. I have a double swimming lesson in a few minutes.
Thank you, Queen Merope. Our thoughts and prayers are with you at this difficult time.
Thank you, Queen. Enjoy your lesson!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Raya Bahar in the kitchen of the palace. When I heard that Oedipus was looking for an old servant who may have more information about his true beginnings, I was almost positive that it was Stavros, the breakfast cook's husband. As a reporter, I've often been relegated to the kitchen to wait until the king was ready to see me. On those occasions, I've had plenty of time to get to know the kitchen staff responsible for those sumptuous meals you hear about. The moussaka is to die for. I've been listening to Stavros's tall tales for several years now. Now, I wonder just how tall they really are. Stavros and his wife should be joining Oedipus's meeting momentarily.
Thank you, Raya.
That made me hungry. If they have any of those egg and feta pies left over, you know what to do.
We now take you back to Oedipus in his search for a king killer.
I'm surprised they found you so fast.
I work in the kitchen. Stavros is retired. We have a few rooms in the servants' quarters thanks to the kindness of the queen.
Stavros is retired.
Do you know why you were summoned?
Stavros is retired.
Creon came to find us and said you want to know more about the job my husband did for King Laius about 25 years ago?
That's right. But it doesn't look like your husband remembers much anymore.
Stavros is retired.
That is true, but my memory is fine and my husband told me every detail. He has suffered with guilt over what he had to do, and it has taken a terrible toll.
So you know what job I am talking about?
I believe I do, Your Highness. About 25 years ago, my husband was given a newborn baby to dispose of.
Dispose of?
He was instructed to take the child to the mountains and leave him there to die.
So it was a male child?
Yes, sir. A newborn with its feet pierced together.
Whose child was it? I asked you a question, woman. I promise you, no harm will come to you or your husband.
Stavros did an awful thing.
You need to be quiet, dear.
Stavros took a baby to the mountains.
Whose baby was it?
The young queen's.
Stavros, no.
She said she couldn't keep it because it would grow up to kill his father, and worse.
What young queen?
Young Jocasta. She has been very good to me.
Jocasta's son, the boy with his feet pierced together.
I put that baby in a tree and I left it there, but I changed my mind. I was going back. He was so little. I changed my mind.
On his way back, he was robbed and beaten. He might have been killed, but he told the thieves if they'd let him live, he would tell them about a treasure he had hidden in a tree.
He was so little. I wonder whatever happened to him.
Thank you for your honesty. You both have done a good thing. You may go now.
Raya, I'm hearing excited chatter about Jocasta. Is there anything you can tell us?
There is a lot of excitement here in the kitchen, and it doesn't seem to be exciting excitement.
What other kind of excitement is there?
Gia, this does not sound good. Jocasta's Chamberlain has just gone to speak with Oedipus.
Thank you, Raya. Let's join the king's meeting.
I have news of the queen.
Not now.
But she is no more.
No more what?
She's hung herself, sir.
What?
I entered her outer chamber with the afternoon tea and heard her raving. She kept repeating, Oedipus, baby, I love you, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. At first I thought perhaps you and she were, well, you know. But then there was a crash, and only silence. I called out, but there was no answer. So I tiptoed into her bedchamber and found her hanging from her canopy.
That's not true.
I'm not finished. There was a letter.
A letter?
That's what I said, a letter.
Well, what did it say?
It didn't say anything. It was a letter. But from what I read, she was warned not to have a child with Elias because it would grow up to kill his father and bet his mother.
That curse! Again!
Yes, that curse! Again! Well, it seems that they did, you know, and she did, you know, and that baby was you. Oedipus! Oedipus the King! Oedipus Rex!
Stop taunting me and just finish your story.
How often do you get to taunt a king? Anyway, they gave you to a servant to dispose of you, and just in case you decide to run. Picture it, a newborn running away. You can't? Me either. A little overkill there, Jocasta. No pun intended. They pierced your feet together. And not with diamonds from the mall, with a big old bolt, like Frankenstein. And sent you off with a servant to leave you in the wild to die a horrible death by wolves. Death by wolf. What a way to go.
I am my wife's son. I am my children's brother.
Really? After a meeting with Tiresias, and the messenger, and the crazy old servant, you mean you didn't see this coming?
My sisters, my daughter, my sons, my brother, my sisters, my daughter, my sons, my brother, and my wife! Ah!
I did not see that coming.
That can't be true, can it?
It seems that the Chamberlain's account is true. I'm going to see if I can get a statement from the king.
And now, take a look at this.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
Have you seen something you wish you didn't? Is your regular eye bleach not working? Now there's Fibula, a functional yet fashionable eye gouging tool, perfect for any occasion, comes in styles for men and women. With Fibula, you can easily return to that blissful place of darkness.
The news of Queen Jocasta's death has been a troubling development for us all. Here are a few words from our citizens.
I knew they had a kid and got rid of it, but they made me sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Same here. Came with a hefty settlement too. I was able to finish college and get a better job. Sometimes it's not who you know, but what you know, especially if it's something that they would prefer that I kept to myself.
Secrets. I've made quite a nice living keeping secrets. The getting rid of a newborn secret? That put me in a new tax bracket.
I don't know what you're all talking about. King Laius told me himself that the baby died. He was a good king. He wouldn't lie.
He was a politician. Lying is their business.
Babies are big business. You really think they would keep having the kid quiet, even when stillborn? Think of the sympathy votes.
He was my king, no matter what he did.
He was my king, no matter what he did.
It seems that Oedipus has barricaded the door to his bunker and is demanding to talk to his daughters.
He's had a big shock today, and his security team is afraid he might harm himself.
They're the ones who locked him in his bunker in the first place to keep him from harm. It's kind of funny if you think about it.
No, it's not funny.
Let's recap. Today, our King Oedipus found out that his loving wife was also his not-so-loving mother who sent him off to die as a newborn. To her credit, she did not realize she was married and living in sin with her son, and when she did realize this troubling fact, she committed suicide.
It also became clear that he indeed was responsible for the death of his birth father, Laius, at the place where 3 roads meet.
You're right. It's not so funny. But curses! I've been saying it all along. Haven't I? Haven't I been saying it?
It looks like Thebes is in the hands of the gods.
Antigone and Ismene have just joined the king.
We now join our disgraced king and his daughters.
I can't wait around all day. I have a hair appointment.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut up.
You're such a brat.
Just because you're older.
And don't you forget it.
Old and craggy.
Girls, please.
Daddy!
Daddy, what's wrong?
Oh my God. What have I done?
What's wrong?
What's wrong, Daddy?
Stop copying me.
I am not copying you.
Dad, she's copying me again.
Babies, please. Daddy's got a headache.
Is that why you're wearing those glasses?
Yes, baby.
Sorry, Daddy, but could you hurry up? I'm already late for Dimitri and I won't be able to get another appointment until next week. I mean, look at my hair. Look at my nails.
Are you okay, Daddy?
No, dear, I am not okay. Not even a little bit. Something terrible has happened, and because of it, I must leave Thebes right away.
Should I go find Mommy?
No, darling.
But Mommy, she...
No!
Daddy, you're scaring me.
I'm sorry, Antigone. You have every right to be scared.
If you did something to make her mad, you should just say you're sorry and compliment her shoes. Girls like that.
That's good advice, Ismene. I'll keep that in mind.
Tell us, Daddy.
Girls, you will soon be hearing some unsettling news about your mother and myself. And sad to say, it is all true. We will all suffer, but it is you, my daughters, who will suffer the most because of my mistakes.
What does that mean?
Suffer how?
You will have to live with your uncle now.
What?
No!
I'm so sorry, but I can no longer protect you.
Well, what happened?
You'll find out soon enough. Just remember that I will love you always. And I don't want to leave you, but I must.
I'll come with you. Whatever you've done, I don't care. I'll come with you. I'm coming down there right now.
No!
I'm coming too.
No!
I'm going to see if I can interview the girls. This is Rai Bahar on the scene.
That was so sad.
Perhaps we should go to commercial. Commercial! What's that? Hey, what is that? Is someone taking care of that?
I know this song.
What was that?
I do not know.
Does anyone know what that was?
It was cool.
Has anyone taken responsibility for it? Well, this is Eye on Thebes, and it seems the people have spoken.
Family. It's the foundation of our Grecian society. So nothing is more disappointing than discovering the flaws of your own. As the saying goes, you can't choose your family. But what if you can? Scientists have developed a new way that allows you to select the parents you wish to have. With Oikos, we can give a new and improved definition to the meaning of family. Are you ready to have the parents of your dreams? Oikos is not affiliated with Oikos Yogurt.
This is Rai Bahar on the scene outside of Oedipus's bunker. It looks like the guards forced their way in and found Oedipus unconscious. The paramedics have arrived and... Wait a minute. There's Oedipus walking out to the ambulance. He seems a bit disoriented. Oh! Ow! Oh, he just bumped his head into the door. That's gonna leave a mark. Oh, I've just been handed a note. This is a statement from Creon. Oh my god. This is an exclusive from the second in command. It reads, from the desk of Creon, second in command, as per the oracle's advice, I hereby banish Oedipus from Thebes. He will leave with just the clothes on his back, his good luck socks, and his favorite sheep, Lucinda. His children/siblings will live with me and my family until further notice. Everyone can now return to their homes, knowing that even though Oedipus did some really twisted things, he ultimately sacrificed himself for his people. Now go home, stop the looting, and have a post-plague party and wait for things to get better. Wow, this has been one eventful day. This is Rai Bahar on the scene. Back to you, Gia and Cloud.
Thank you, Raya. It has indeed been an eventful day. The people of Thebes gathered this morning, wanting to know what Oedipus was going to do about the plague.
And we found out big time. I wonder if the gods gave Oedipus a chance to live today over, if he'd do anything differently.
We'll never know.
I don't know. I bet Raya could catch up to him and ask.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow to find out King Creon's plans for our future. This is Gia Straitman.
And this is Cloud Kukulander.
Thank you for joining us for this special broadcast of Eye on Thebes State of the Union Address. Search for a King Killer.
Take care, everyone.